Hello and welcome to India Today and a special show, So South. And for the day, we'll be completely concentrating on this extreme tragedy that occurred at Karur district during the event of Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam, where the death now stands at 41 people, 41 innocent lives who had come to see their leader unfortunately died because of the stampede situation at the spot. And yes, a lot of questions are being asked, but let's go to the show where we'll try to provide more clarity as to what happened in Karur on that fateful day. With me today, Anaga Keshav and Apurva Jayachandran will be joining. Let's begin the show with the breaking news that has come in from Tamil Nadu and especially from Madurai district, where Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam has gone ahead and filed a complaint, filed a petition. In fact, multiple petitions were filed in the Madurai bench and also one in Chennai bench, that is a different petition. But in Madurai, the important aspect here is that now Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam claims that they need a CBI probe. In fact, on the very same day when this unfortunate tragedy occurred, Chief Minister MP Stalin went ahead and he commissioned a one-man probe that is to be headed by retired Judge Aruna Jagadisan. But right now, Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam claims for a fair probe to be conducted, it needs a CBI probe or an SIT. And here's what Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam leader Aruna had to say.
On behalf of TVK political party, Mr. Arjuna has filed a writ petition before the High Court of Madras Madurai bench for seeking a transfer of the case from the town police station of Karur to Central Investigation Team for probe of entire occurrence. It was contended that the incident was solely and motivated by the political party, including DMK and its functionaries. So we made various allegations and we have enclosed various photos and other reliable documents in our typeset. The matter will be taken up on.
And counter allegations that are being placed over what exactly happened in Karur on that fateful day. And right now, we have a breaking where earlier, while even going to the court, when Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam said that a power cut was there and because of that, chaos and commotion broke in that particular area. Now India Today has accessed a letter that is being backed by government sources, which claims that this particular letter was given by the West Zone of Karur District Secretary of Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam, seeking a power shutdown when Vijay was there, just to make sure that there is no untoward incident. In fact, earlier what happened is that after the commotion, TVK netas came out and they started claiming that there was a power cut right at the time when Vijay entered. That led to chaos, and they also claimed that slippers were thrown, stones were pelted, and lathi charge led to a commotion that caused the death of 41 unfortunate innocent souls. But right now we have a letter that gives us a different picture over here. In fact, one of the officials from Tamil Nadu Electricity Board also denied the charges, claiming that there was no power shutdown after Vijay reached the spot. But she said that before Vijay could come to the spot, there was a brief power shutdown just to make sure that the public were standing very close to power lines. They needed to be removed from the spot, and then power was restored. And this particular official very clearly says that a request was placed by TVK that we see in that letter, but that request was denied. This is what the government had to say on this.
கரூர் மேற்கு மாவட்ட செயலாளர் மக்கள் சந்திப்பு நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு 27/9/25 அன்று கரூர் ஈரோடு ரோடு வேலுசாமிபுரத்தில் காலையில் 12 மணிக்கு மேல் உரையாற்ற உள்ளார் என்றும், வேலுசாமிபுரம் நெரிசலான பகுதி என்பதால் மக்கள் கூட்டம் அதிகமாக வரும் என்பதாலும் பொதுமக்களின் பாதுகாப்பு கருதி தலைவர் பேசும் பொழுது குறிப்பிட்ட நேரம் மட்டும் மின்சாரத்தை நிறுத்தம் செய்து தரும்படி கடிதம் 26/9/25 என்று பெறப்பட்டது. அவருடைய கோரிக்கையானது அன்றே மறுக்கப்பட்டு விட்டது.
My colleague Anaga Keshav with us live right now. Anaga, so since yesterday there has been quite a lot of confusion because one of the major points that was placed by Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam claiming commotion, chaos broke after there was a power cut which led to kind of chaos over there. This also included slippers being thrown at Vijay, stone pelting and lathi charge. But here now the government official claims that a letter was actually given by TVK official requesting a power cut for public safety. What exactly happened there?
Well, in fact, a letter was indeed placed by the TVK district functionary to the EB officers requesting for a power cut just when Vijay started speaking so that there was no commotion and the safety of citizens was maintained. But then the EB officer says that this particular request to cut off power supply just when Vijay starts to speak was turned down. Instead, the EB official says that yes, the power supply was cut off, but it was before Vijay's arrival. But ironically, Pramod, the very thing that was supposed to protect the citizens has led to a lot of commotion. The very reason why power supply was cut off was to protect the citizens in order to maintain the safety of them. Because remember, a lot of youngster crowds who climbed on generators, who climbed on live wires, upon trees, which is very, very risky. And that is why electricity supply was cut off in order to protect them. But it turns out, when I had a word with those survivors, they said that just when the power supply was out, there was pitch darkness. Imagine thousands of people, but pitch darkness. And this power supply led to a lot of commotion, lot of anxiety and panic with people then trying to flee, which then triggered a lot of this commotion and chaos is what multiple survivors that we met to on the ground said. So very ironic that the very power supply cut that was supposed to protect them
Anaga,
instead went ahead and caused a lot more commotion.
Yes, Anaga. Anaga, I request you to stay with us. We have a breaking right now. Now the Finance Minister of the country, Nirmala Sitharaman, has reached Karur, and as we speak, she is meeting the family, the grieving family, and she's trying to extend her support and comfort to them. And as we see, like 41 families have lost their loved ones. In fact, 3 from the same family have lost their loved ones, 2 daughters and a mother from the same family. So Karur is completely in darkness as we speak, and the entire state of Tamil Nadu is mourning as to what is happening over there. And every other neta has reached Karur to go ahead, meet with the families and extend their support. In fact, it was Chief Minister MP Stalin who went there the very same night around 1:50 a.m. And after that, every other leader, Naida Nagendran, Edapadi K. Palaniswamy, everybody has gone to the spot to meet with the families, the grieving families. Their loss can never be replaced, and even Vijay had to give a statement over there claiming that this is a irreplaceable loss, and he stands with their heart. And as we speak, the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has reached Karur, and she is meeting with the people, trying to find out what exactly happened over there. Blame game, politics aside, but netas over there to show solidarity to the families who lost innocent lives. And unfortunately, of those 41, 9 are children. And to speak more on this, we have Apurva Jayachandran, who is at Karur. Apurva, you're on the ground right now. What is happening there?
Well, Pramod, in fact, Nirmala Sitharaman just landed a short while back, and she's also going ahead and meeting with the families of, those victims who had unfortunately lost their lives in this tragic accident. In fact, we are following her convoy where she is going up to meet with a couple of the families who have lost their loved ones. Let me remind you, 41 people have died. Their families have lost their loved ones in this tragic accident there, and we are also seeing how there is a political blame game that is unfortunately being played out over the lives of those innocents that have been lost. And now we're seeing several leaders, senior leaders from the BJP and the Congress and other parties as well coming down here, meeting with the families, be it at the government hospital where the families of those injured are seeking treatment, or importantly with the victims' families there. And now we have Nirmala Sitharaman there, the Union Finance Minister, who has just reached Karur, and she is in fact accompanied by BJP senior leaders Vanthi Srinivasan and MOS L. Murugan as well. All 3 of them have arrived here in Karur and are meeting with the families of the victims who have lost their lives in this tragic accident. Nirmala Sitharaman also went ahead and spoken with the family members, assuring them that they will be standing by them, offering them support and any kind of help, be it medical or financial, that they will require during these tough times. Pramod.
Well, Apurva, we saw the visuals and that was completely heartbreaking of a father carrying his dead child on his hand, running to the corridors, seeking some kind of help from somebody. And there was a mother who was lying next to a dead child and she was also requesting some kind of help to resuscitate her son. And these are completely heartbreaking. Like our heart and soul goes to them at this point. Yes, netas are coming over. Let's keep the blame game aside. But on the ground, were you able to speak to any families over there? Are they asking anything in particular from the government? Is the government actually providing like all the support that is required for these families right now, Apurva?
Well, Pramod, in fact, one of the things that the families have been saying time and again, in fact, the family that Nirmala Sitharaman has just met with, in fact, they had requested people time and again saying that you have to be cautious, no more phones, no more, going for fan galas and whatnot. Your lives are important. I have lost the life of my loved one is what one mother was unfortunately lamenting ahead to Nirmala Sitharaman. The loss clearly is irreplaceable by those who have unfortunately lost their lives. You're seeing there, on one side there is TVK alleging that the power cut had happened, slippers had been thrown at Vijay and whatnot. On the other side, we see the government there taking a stand, saying that whatever it is at this time, we have to stay strong, we have to stay for the families, and whatever medical and financial assistance that is needed for them, that will be given to them. And that's what we believe in. That's the kind of politics that we want to play out in here in Tamil Nadu, is what is the stand of the government that we've also seen coming ahead. In fact, let me just cut down to the walkthrough that we had done when Nirmala Sitharaman had come in. In fact, she had just met with the families there. She's seen interacting with the people. Listen in. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has arrived here in Karur, where she is meeting with the families of the victims who have unfortunately lost their lives in the Karur Stampede accident. As you can see here, almost the death count so far has been over 41 people who have lost their lives in the tragic accident that took place in Karur on Saturday. In fact, Nirmala Sitharaman has just arrived here, where she is meeting with the families of the victims who have lost their life. She's also assuring them, giving them assurance that the center will stand by them. Remember, in the tragic accident that took place in TVK's show that took place on Saturday, over 41 people, including 10 children, have lost their lives in this tragic accident. The Tamil Nadu state government has announced an ex-gratia of rupees 10 lakhs for the families of deceased, as well as rupees 1 lakh each for the families of those who are recovering from this accident. In fact, TVK Vijay is yet to respond on this, but saying that he is heartbroken. He has taken to platform X, saying he is definitely heartbroken at this tragic incident that has taken place, and says that he will stand by the families of the bereft. With video journalist Prasad in Karur, Apurva Chandran, India Today.
And that is Union Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who is on the ground there in Karur, and she's meeting with all the people who have lost their loved ones. Imagine, this was supposed to be a joyous moment. Nobody thought such would happen. Yes, there were predictions that the crowd was large and several questions are to be asked, but nobody thought such a huge tragedy would occur over there. But what exactly happened? What led to such a tragedy? Could that been averted? Let's see in this particular package, where you would get more details about what exactly happened on that tragic day.
famous
sweltering heat, immense humidity. Seven-hour-long wait for the superstar Neta. All in a narrow 2-kilometer long road stretch in Karur's Velluswamipuram, the location of TVK chief Vijay's rally. On Saturday, crowds started gathering at the venue from 11 a.m. as Vijay was expected to reach the rally spot around noon. But the actor turned politician was well behind his schedule. The actor reached the rally location around 7 p.m. By then, the crowd had swollen to 50,000 against the venue's capacity of 12,000. The sea of people rushed to catch a glimpse of Vijay when he arrived. Eyewitnesses say there was a 30-minute-long power cut when Vijay arrived. That is when all hell broke loose. People started trampling each other. TVK claims police used my lathi charge at some of Vijay's unruly fans. Lack of adequate police personnel added to the chaos, and the narrow lanes acted as death traps. Dozens, including women and children, got crushed to death and scores were injured.
In fact, I just want to show you this entire stretch of road where yesterday's TVK rally was held. You'd be shocked to know how constricted and cramped this is. This road, already very small, is a two-way road. It's a road that's been divided as a two-way stretch, making it all the more difficult and narrower and cramped for passers-by. One can only wonder and be shocked as to how was it that the police department even gave permission in the first place to have rally in a road as constricted and small as this particular road.
தேவையில்லாத உள்ள போய் சிக்கிட்டாங்க உள்ள கும்பல்ல போனாங்க எங்க பையன் புள்ள மாப்பிள்ளை எல்லாம் போனது எல்லாம் குடும்பத்துல போனது நான் அந்த பக்கம் இருந்தேன் இவங்க எல்லாம் உள்ள போய் சிக்கிட்டாங்க நீங்க அங்க போனீங்களா ஸ்பாட்டுக்கு போனீங்க நான் உள்ள அந்த பக்கம் நான் ஆப்போசிட்ல உள்ள இருந்தேன்
கெஞ்சனும் போவாதீங்கன்னு கேட்க செத்த நேரத்துல 6:30 மணிக்கெல்லாம் என்கிட்ட பேசினாங்கப்பா கும்பலாருக்கு வந்துருங்க என்ன வந்துடுறோம் நாங்க திருப்பி ஒரு 1/2 மணி நேரம் கமிச்சு பார்த்தா ஒண்ணுமே இல்லம்மா போனோமா கிடக்குது என் பிள்ளையும் என் மாப்பிள்ளையும் போயிட்டாருப்பா அடுத்த மாசம் கல்யாணம்.
Vijay was seen on dais when fans were getting crushed. While some say he continued with his speech, others claim he urged his fans to help ambulance. He later left for Trichy and took a chartered flight to Chennai without meeting the victims.
The way when Vijay was speaking at that location in Karur, it was clearly evident that he also did not know how to handle the situation over there because he was constantly being told to finish the speech. Vijay did stop. He stopped. He tried to ask for the ambulance to leave. He tried to give water, but that was not efficient. Imagine such a large crowd standing over there. That from the beginning itself, this was a disaster. Unfortunately, as we expected, things went very bad and 39 people have died so far.
With elections approaching, Tamil Nadu's deadly incident has the potential to change the political discourse. With Anaga Keshav and Pramod Madhav, Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, the moment this unfortunate tragic incident occurred at Karur, immediately the Chief Minister also reached the spot. But before that, he held a meeting at the Secretariat where he spoke with the Chief Secretary and various top officials of the state of Tamil Nadu. Along with that, an announcement was made that a one-man commission, through a retired judge, that is Aruna Jagadisan, will conduct this probe and she will actually submit a report. In fact, around 3 a.m., the Chief Minister MP Stalin held a press meet at Karur and where questions were raised about who's going to identify, what will be the FIR details and such. In fact, I have the FIR from Karur with us right now, where we also have the sections, BNS sections 105, 110, 125B, 223 of BNS and the Public Property Prevention of Damage Act of 1992 Section 3 have been imposed, and the main people who have been named are Madhi Aragan, Karur District Secretary, Bussi Anand, State General Secretary, and CTR Nirmal Kumar, State Joint Secretary. This is breaking news of Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam have been named in this particular FIR. Along with it, Davidson Devasirvadam, the ADGP, gave us a detailed explanation as to what exactly happened over there and how the probe is going to go. And here's what Davidson Devasirvadam had to say.
Permit them to conduct this event at a place called Lighthouse Roundana. This was not accepted by the police because it was considered to be a high-risk place, considering a large petrol station on the left side and the river Amravati bridge on the right side. So the officers decided it's not advisable to give permission there. So they asked for one more place called the Ulavar Chandai. So that was also examined, and they told them that also the kind of capacity that you're going to bring is not going to accommodate in that place. So keeping that as an option, we suggested a place called Velayathapuram, this one. Because this was conducted in the recent past by one of the political parties with about 12 to 15,000 people were gathered there, and it went off very peacefully. So that was suggested to them. So they also went and saw the place. They finally agreed. They gave it in writing saying that we may be permitted to conduct the event in this place.
And up next, we have Akshita Nandagopal, who's going to have an exclusive conversation with a senior Congress Neta, an MP, and a seasoned politician. Akshita, please take over.
And joining us here on India Today is Congress MP Karthi Chidambaram. Mr. Karthi Chidambaram, vanakkam. Thank you for your time.
Welcome.
It's been 2 days since the tragedy in Tamil Nadu, since the stampede. First of all, I'd like your views on, who's to blame here? Because I think a lot of questions are being asked, a lot of finger pointing. There's an attempt to shun blame on all sides. What do you think? Who's to blame for what happened?
Well, it's very tragic that stampedes continue to happen in India. And I'm afraid that this will not be the last stampede. This has been happening in regular frequency. It happened previously in Tamil Nadu in Mahamaham. Then we had an incident in the air show in the marina. And in the rest of India, we've had it at the Kumbh Mela, we've had it at the Central Railway Station of Delhi. So this is just a regular occurrence. So I'm not surprised that this has happened again, because we seem not to learn any lessons from the previous incidents.
True.
The same mistakes are repeated time and again. And I'm afraid that we won't learn any lessons even now. And this kind of a tragic event will also happen in the future. That being said, it's very, very tragic. If you look at the profile of the people who have passed away, they've been women, children, very, very young children. And it's very tragic that when they've been coming just to see a film star of their choice, that they have to endure this kind of tragedy. While I can't appropriate blame specifically on anybody, that only a proper and a professional and thorough inquiry can bring that about. I think there are many factors which led to this, and many actors, players, no pun intended when I use the word actors, players were responsible for this, who have to take the onus for this great tragedy. Of course, the district administration is primarily responsible for making arrangements, but this is a private event. So there were private organizers in the sense a fledgling political party. So all those who sought permission, those who organized the event, and those who were broadly responsible for the law and order of the place are responsible. But that can only be brought about during a very thorough and detailed inquiry.
In most of these cases of stampedes, and you listed a few of them for us, Karthi, inevitably it's a man-made tragedy. It's because of lack of arrangements on the ground, lack of any adequate provisions for the kind of crowds and numbers that gather, like what we saw in Karur as well. There is a lot of questions and a lot of focus right now on Vijay, and how perhaps the TVK could have also played a larger role in avoiding what could have happened. But do you think, and you've said that the district administration is to blame, the district administration largely has kind of washed their hands off what's happened, saying very clearly that it was because of TVK. Do you buy that? Or do you believe that,
No,
yes, the administration has a role?
I'm not blaming the district administration. The district administration, first and foremost, has very limited resources to handle such large events. It's not as if that they have a Wembley Stadium there to have a concert with a movie star. They don't have that. They don't have those kind of infrastructure. And I know the limited infrastructure which is available in Karur. The district administration is not alone solely to be blamed. They do what they can. Whether they did enough is something only an inquiry can bring about. They obviously granted permission in a specific place for a anticipated a number of people. Let's be very clear about that. Whenever anybody seeks permission to gather in a public place, they make an estimation. Based on the estimation, the district administration allots a place. So I do not know the details of the application, what the estimation was given by the organizers, which is this fledgling political party TVK, and based on which did the administration make adequate arrangements and allot an appropriate place is the question to be asked. So the blame is not only on the district administration. End of the day, this is a private event, a private political party's event. They should have also anticipated, and they should have also made arrangements. The district administration does not make arrangements for food, water, and shelter. They only provide the law and order and make sure there is nothing unruly happening based on the estimate given by the organizers. Yes, we can always argue that they should have had state intelligence, which should have anticipated the crowd based on previous meetings. Fair enough. But you have to understand that our infrastructure, no matter where it is, can't handle this kind of a frenzy. And obviously, there is an enthusiasm among the fans of this particular movie star, and they are coming about in large numbers. I'm seeing that. I don't discount the enthusiasm. I don't discount the support base he seems to be having. That being said, the political party also seems to be lacking in second level leadership. Whenever a political party organizes any event, they have district level leadership who has a writ over the cadre who come to these events. Here, it's very clear that they have no writ over the cadre who come. Whether they are cadre, I don't know. Whether they have transformed themselves into cadre itself is a question. They continue to be silver screen fans. And nobody seems to have a writ over them. So there is a free run for these very enthusiastic people, and nobody within the political organization has any kind of control, command over them. And that's very clearly visible because this political party doesn't seem to have a second line leadership, which is visible from on a state level, doesn't seem to have a district leadership, which has got control and command over its members from the district. So that also is a factor. Those are also factors which must be taken into account. And when we've seen that, did they fail in controlling their own or giving correct guidelines, enforcing discipline, enforcing some sort of decorum when they come to their own political event? That also must be taken into account.
What do you also think? And, there's been a lot of talk of what you said also, Karthi, about how TVK functioned, that it seems to be more of a fan army than really a political outfit. And that's perhaps been exposed in how we've seen also the response to the stampede. What do you make of that? There's been a lot of criticism of the fact that Vijay immediately was up and about, left to Chennai, is currently camping in Chennai. Were you disappointed? There's been a lot of criticism of how Vijay and TVK has responded to the stampede as well.
See, I have always maintained that there is a great amount of energy this fledgling political party has. Whether this energy can transform itself into a form and structure and then become a proper political party which can face elections, I don't know. Only time will tell. But definitely, I will concede that they have tremendous amount of support and energy. Whether that can, become some sort of a viable political vote bank which can actually face an election, can actually go through the electoral process and win, I don't know at the moment. It can happen, it can't happen, only time will say. But the reaction of the political party has also been, I can't say I'm disappointed because I really have no expectations of them. Was very strange, when a very tragic event has occurred in an event which they have organized. I did not expect their top leadership to scoot. I would have expected them to stay there, to go and perhaps take stock of what is happening, perhaps and address the press. I mean, I can't see any political leader. I mean, there is one, of course, who doesn't address the press, but he's got other forums which are available to him because of the stature of his office. But any fledgling political party refusing to meet the press, refusing to give their point of view, refusing to answer questions, and refusing to be there. That was very strange that they were able. They scooted immediately and did not stay their ground and sort of exert their leadership there, and that was very disappointing. But as I said, I have no expectations personally.
So the only communication that's coming from the TVK has been, of course, the petitions that they've been filing in court and, of course, taking to social media, where they seem to be suggesting all of this is a conspiracy, that the stampede was made to happen, that there were attempts to trigger the crowd, and that's why the stampede happened. What do you make of that?
No, I have no information about that. If they have any special knowledge about somebody instigating this stampede, they must definitely bring it to the notice of the courts, the police, or the inquiry commission, which is being constituted now. And they must definitely bring it about into the public domain and back it up with the solid evidence. And even if this is a very serious allegation, and they must back it up with the evidence which is credible.
Another question that's constantly coming up is what next, Karthi Chidambaram? We've seen what's happened at this rally in Vijay's event in Karur. Many would say it was waiting to happen, looking at the crowds that had gathered in the previous rallies as well. And this is with 30+ restrictions that were placed on Vijay's rally. Do you think he should be allowed to continue to campaign in Tamil Nadu? And in what circumstances then?
I'm saying that's really for the local administration to give permission based on what they see. But I don't think he should be curbed from campaigning or reaching out to people. I mean, that's his democratic right. I don't think his democratic right should be curtailed in any manner. But of course, it will be the administration won't be misplaced in placing restrictions. And if they play very onerous restrictions, I'm sure he will go to court. And the way I see things, eventually any of his future political appearances will be only be determined by courts.
Finally, when we started off, you spoke of the number of stampedes were witnessed across India, in Tamil Nadu as well. What do you think should be our learning, the biggest takeaway from what's happened, so we don't allow this to happen again? Not just in Tamil Nadu, but across India. We have this conversation too often.
We simply don't have the infrastructure for large gatherings. Our streets are narrow. We don't have fire escapes. We don't have safety protocols. I think, anybody who's prudent will avoid large crowds. I think, be it religious, social, or anything, I think we should avoid large crowds. We should have very severe restrictions for gatherings now. So, but whatever I say will not be implemented. We will continue to have large gatherings. We will continue to have these kind of unfortunate events also roll out in the future. I'm not very optimistic.
I agree with you that there's a serious need for introspection, but we never really actually see that happening, not just in Tamil Nadu, but in any of these mega events that we see across the country. But Karthi Chidambaram, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Also about the stampede, and we have a breaking now that is also from Karur regarding the sting. This is also about the FIR. We have the FIR copy with us where we got information that the case has been filed under sections 105, 110, 125B, 223 of BNS and 3 of Tamil Nadu Protection. We have a breaking news, and this is to Chief Minister MP Stalin has issued a warning. He has actually stated what exactly happened over there. In fact, like I said earlier, Chief Minister MP Stalin reached Karur by 1:50 a.m. on the very same day that night, and he was there since the next day morning as well. The Chief Minister in fact said that he wanted to reach only by 9:30 a.m. the next day, but seeing how the situation was extremely difficult, he reached the spot immediately. Now the Chief Minister has stated that what has happened in Karur is extremely tragic, but he could not bear that on social media slander based on this particular tragedy is being spread, and now is issuing a warning to those who are trying to involved in such kind of tragedy slandering, not to do so. This is a stern warning from the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, MP Stalin. Here's what the Chief Minister has said. We have Anaga Keshav with us. Anaga, the Chief Minister has now issued a stern warning to those who are trying to slander based on this Karur tragedy on social media. This is a stern warning from the Chief Minister. But what is the Chief Minister trying to say here? And who are these miscreants who are trying to use this unfortunate incident and convert it into a political fiasco?
Well, in fact, Pramod, every single person in the political fray are trying to indulge in blame games. The district administration trying to blame the TVK, whereas TVK also trying to in turn blame the district administration. But what's utterly disappointing is that every single one who is supposed to work for the welfare of people are in turn washing their hands off, safely being ensconced and not really taking enough responsibility for what's happened. And the best example was when we asked ADGP Davidson, who is a very tall officer in the police department, as to whether there was an intelligence failure, whether he would agree that just 500 police personnel deployment was enough. He said that that decision on deploying that number of policemen was just fine and that there was no intelligence failure. There was no concedement of the fact that there was an intelligence failure or that the amount of resources and infrastructure provided was inadequate. Not a single line of acknowledgement by any authority for that matter, any authority or any official. There was not a single line that implied that the government was taking responsibility for this. And the same applies with TVK as well. With the kind of petition that we saw TVK had applied at the court, it's very clearly mentioned that the TVK is also equally trying to wash its hands off of this matter. And now we have the Chief Minister, MP Stalin. He says that his heart is shattered by the loss of lives. In fact, the death toll has gone up to 41. This morning there was another death. An elderly woman has lost her life. 41 people, Pramod, that we are talking about have lost their lives in this very tragic incident. The Chief Minister says in that video message that he has put out on social media that an ex-gratia of 10 lakh rupees has been extended by the state government to the victims of Karur tragedy. He also goes on to warn against these misinformation, particularly that's being spread on social media, especially when it comes to the fans of these political leaders, be it Vijay or be it from the government side. There are a lot of fan accounts, especially on social media,
Yes,
amplifying fake and false information. And that is why the government, on a war footing, has issued a strong message against those spreading fear-mongering and those spreading misinformation.
Right, Anaga. Now let's listen to what the Chief Minister MK Stalin had to say here. He very clearly claims that life is very costly, and he also says that post this particular Aruna Jagadisan report, there will be a draft that will be derived as to how politicians and public should be in the future of such kind of programs are being conducted. And here's what the Chief Minister MK Stalin has said.
கரூரில் நடந்தது பெருந்துயரம், கொடுந்துயரம், இதுவரை நடக்காத துயரம், இனி நடக்கக்கூடாத துயரம். மருத்துவமனைக்கு நான் நேரில் போய் பார்த்த காட்சிகள் இன்னும் என் கண்ணை விட்டு அகலலை. கனத்த மனநிலையிலையும் துயரத்திலையும் தான் இன்னும் இருக்கேன். செய்தி கிடைச்சதும் மாவட்ட நிர்வாகத்தை முடுக்கிவிட்டு எல்லா உத்தரவுகளையும் பிறப்பித்த பின்னாலும் என்னால் வீட்டில் இருக்க முடியலை. உடனே அன்றைக்கி நைட்டே கரூருக்கு போனேன். குழந்தைகள், பெண்கள்னு 41 உயிர்களை நாம் இழந்திருக்கிறோம். இறந்து போனவங்க குடும்பத்துக்கு தலா 10 லட்சம் ரூபாய் அறிவித்து அதை உடனடியாக வழங்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் சிகிச்சை பெற்று வர்றவங்களுக்கு அரசு சார்பில் முழு சிகிச்சையை வழங்கி வரோம். நடந்த சம்பவங்களுக்கான முழுமையான உண்மையான காரணத்தை ஆராய முன்னாள் நீதியரசர்
And we have another breaking from the state of Tamil Nadu. This is also related to the stampede. And as we speak, we've got information about the FIR that has been lodged in Karur district. And the sections here we see are of the 4 BNS sections, 105, 110, 125B and 223 of BNS, while Section 3 of Tamil Nadu Public Property Prevention Act. And also, we got to know what the FIR had said over there. Now, the FIR claims that Vijay, the time sorted was 3 to 10 p.m. But the police, the FIR very clearly mentions that 11 conditions were imposed upon them, especially Madhyaragan, the accused number 1, Busi Anand, accused number 2, and now CTR Nirmal Kumar, accused number 3. And the police claim that 11 conditions were imposed. They were supposed to follow that. But also the FIR says that Vijay's entry into Karur was delayed by 4 hours, only with the notion to show that there is a mass crowd that was actually along with Vijay. And the FIR blames these 3 accused in this case, and not just that. Now they claim that because of the delay, and also the FIR says that all 3 were informed that such a chaotic situation would arise, but they did not listen to it. Let's go to Anaga once again. Anaga, we have the FIR from Karur right now, and this FIR claims and puts the blame on 3 top officials of TVK, claiming they did not listen to the police even when they cautioned that such a chaotic situation would arise. What more does the FIR say?
Well, in fact, Pramod, the FIR clearly states that it's the organizers of this particular event, particularly Madhi Aragan, who heads the Karur district for TVK, Bussi Anand, who is number 2 in Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam, a very close associate and an aide of Vijay. And the third one is CTR Nirmal Kumar, who is the Deputy General Secretary of Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam. Against these three figures in TVK party who are very influential, who are holding top posts in the party, an FIR has been registered. In fact, it is true what the FIR says, that there was a delay in Vijay's arrival. On Vijay's social media, while it was mentioned that he would be there at around 12:45, when did he turn up? He turned up much later. After 6-7 hours, he turned up. But then the permission for the political rally was sought from 3 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the evening. But there was a huge delay in Vijay's arrival. He turned up only much later, at around 6:37, we believe. That's when Vijay turned up. And that has resulted in a lot of chaos. This prolonged wait in the scorching sun with lack of adequate water supply has caused a lot of unrest among the people, further leading to a chaotic situation. And adding fuel to the fire is the fact that the crowd followed Vijay's convoy all the way from Namakkal to Karur. And this merging of crowds from Namakkal to the already existing crowd in Karur only caused a chaotic situation. There was a huge crowd surge, further exacerbating the situation, leading to the kind of suffocation that we saw. Very tragic scenes. There is a huge failure on both ends, Pramod. Let's not deny that. Both the Tamil Nadu Police Department, the government and TVK for not turning up on time, for this particular delay. When TVK had promised the police department that only 12,000 people would turn up, why is it that they had underestimated? Why is it that they underplayed the amount of crowd? And the same applies to the police department as well. Why was there an intelligence failure? A lot of questions to answer for on both ends. Both the TVK and the Tamil Nadu government have a lot of questions to answer for.
Right, and I do stay with us. Also, FIR has been accessed by India Today, but the important aspect here is that Vijay is not named in this FIR. Culpable homicide sections only against Vijay's top netas, TVK top netas, that is Madhi Aragan, the district secretary, Bussi Anand and CTR Nirmal Kumar. But the tragedy has occurred. 41 lives have lost. We have visuals of a father, a mother clinging to the dead bodies of their children, unable to know what to do. They just don't know what to do. They are requesting, begging, pleading help from anybody just to see their child breathe once again. It's extremely tragic what happened in Karur. Several questions are being asked, most of them unanswered. And here's a report on this.
Tragedy struck Karur in the deadliest way imaginable. Lives were lost, families shattered, and a nation left heartbroken. Devastating scenes from Karur Government Hospital are tearing at the soul of India. A father, shattered by grief, cradles his lifeless child, unable to accept this cruel fate, collapsing to the ground with burden of his dead child. A mother lies beside her child's cold, still body, cuddling, embracing him one last time, refusing to let go, her sobs filling the hospital room. Through her tears, she pleads, "What did I do to deserve this?" Even 2-year-old Vishnu lost his life in the tragedy. In another gut-wrenching scene, desperate relatives try to search for their loved ones while medical staff race against time in the chaos.
கெஞ்சணும் போவாதீங்கன்னு கேட்க செத்த நேரத்துல போய் 6:30 மணிக்கெல்லாம் என்கிட்ட பேசினாங்கப்பா. கும்பலாருக்கு வந்துடுறோம் நாங்க திருப்பி ஒரு 1/2 மணி நேரம் கமிச்சு பார்த்தா ஒண்ணுமே இல்லம்மா, போனமா கிடக்குது. என் பிள்ளையும் என் மாப்பிளையும் போயிட்டாருப்பா. அடுத்த மாசம் கல்யாணம்.
On Saturday, thousands had packed the streets, pressing tightly on both sides, cheering as Vijay's campaign vehicle moved slowly through the crowd, never imagining this joyous gathering would end in tragedy. As Tamil Nadu mourns, the call for justice grows louder because no family should ever suffer like this again. With Anagha Keshav in Karur and Pramod Madhav in Chennai, Bureau Report, India Today.
Once again, we reiterate that our heart and soul goes with all those who have lost their loved ones in this unfortunate tragedy. Innocent lives lost, 41 right now, and many are still under treatment. But this has also turned into a political fiasco where the opposition has taken this chance to claim that the government has failed at several levels. In fact, with actually calculating how many people are going to come over there, crowd management and such, while the government is hitting back claiming that one set of number was given, but that was not followed, and that has led to a lot of chaos. And here's what all the netas of the top political parties had to say.
I don't find fault with any of the victim. It is their right to come and watch Mr. Vijay, just like Mr. Vijay has got every right to come and watch the public. So Mr. Vijay has to be careful. When already the state government is after him, be careful. Where is the volunteer base? When you say a political party, why can't you deploy 1,000 volunteers? Beg them to wear t-shirts. Put them between crowds. Stop the flow. Cut off that. Do it. No. You are standing there, you have bouncers. What about the people down? So this is Mr. Vijay's fault. I hope he rectifies it.
So you're saying the state government is after him?
State government is after him, after all opposition leaders, after Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy ji, after BJP, after Mr. Vijay, because the local administration very clearly does one rule and one justice for the ruling party, one rule and one justice for the opposition party. And what happened to Mr. Vijay is unacceptable yesterday. You should not have given that place. I come from Karur. I know that place in and out, madam. Velichamipuram is a place where BJP, we haven't done a rally for a long time. We don't accept that place only. If they have given that place to us, our district president is standing here, he will not accept it to say, no, it is unsafe for everybody. That was a new political party. There is no second level leaders. It's okay. They are forming up now. So you force them to accept it.
Any political party, even if the Prime Minister comes to a political rally or the Chief Minister comes to a political rally, the party has to follow certain conditions and rules and regulations. There's nobody above it. I don't think if the Prime Minister of India or the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu come to a political rally that the particular political party can do anything they want. There are conditions which have to be followed. I think everybody has to understand that. These rules and regulations which people don't like is not to harass anybody. It is to protect the leaders. It is to protect the party functionaries who come there.
See, it's a very, very unfortunate incident. Up to 39 people are dead, 10 children and 16 women have lost their lives. And why? Why this has happened? Because of the callous attitude of the TVK. This insane attitude of trying to grab the eyeballs of this crowd, this drone shots. Oh, they think, oh, Mr. Vijay is popular, so many people are coming, so many people are coming. For that craze, for that craving, 39 people have lost their lives. People are falling, he is still speaking. He's not bothered at all. And silence is deadly.
Case is filed before the Honorable Madurai High Court. So let us wait the observations of the court, and hereafter we will take it as a lesson, and it should not happen. It should not be repeated in Tamil Nadu. That is my only feeling, and it is my request to other political parties and even to the police.
I have a feeling that there is error on all sides. In Tamil we say all four sides. Those errors have prompted me to suggest a solution, and I have given the suggestion to the Chief Secretary of Tamil Nadu. I'm sure the government will receive many suggestions, and they will take into account all the suggestions and take decisions for the future, which will be enforced for all political parties.
Whoever has lost their life in this tragic incident, let their kith and kin, let God give them strength to bear this loss and face this situation. And in the not only here in the wherever such a big functions or big events are held, whatever needed precautions are there, that needs to be taken. And whatever has now happened, that there should be a proper inquiry on that.
The Tamil Nadu government has failed in controlling the crowd and maintaining law and order. They knew that large people are going to come. They didn't give permission at the right place. They didn't give police protection. It is a failure of DMK government.
And that is all on So South for the day. Thank you for watching and keep watching India Today.